Alright, so right now we're reacting to Simon Reacts, and it's going to be top 10 myths that are actually real, that are actually true. So I'm curious what kind of myths are in here, and some that I know, some that I don't know. I know that half my face is dark, and half my face is not. That's because I have bad lighting. So let's get into this video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen of Sidemen Reacts. Today we have a four-piece of myself, Vic, Josh and Harry reacting to the top 10 scary myths that are actually true.
Quite worried about this actually. I prefer them to stay myths. I'm not it's a real thing.
Top 10 scary myths that are actually true.
I hope it's voiced like that, but I don't think it will be. Let's find out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing
it's
Top
not.
10.
It's
I'm
not.
your host, Shade Arena. We've all heard a bunch
Shade
of
Arena?
tales that have been blown out of proportion. Like maybe Bigfoot's real, or Loch Ness, or maybe your parents actually love each other. But sometimes these myths
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure Loch Ness is real. He said Loch Ness isn't real.
He means the monster.
Wow.
Silly goose.
He didn't say that though, did he?
Coming in at number 10.
like Bigfoot. Not like your parents actually loving each other. It's not true. So today I've put together
Wow,
a list of
that's
the top
horrible.
10 scary myths that turned out to be true. Make sure you stick around for the whole video because I want you guys to write in the comments which ones you knew were real and which ones were a surprise to you.
Let's do that as well, boys. We'll have fun with this.
And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Number
Let's
10,
go.
the coffin bell.
there's
The
no
story
voice.
of a ringing bell coming from a buried coffin because the person is still inside. Who rings a bell?
I was to say, wasn't this in The Nun also? I swear there was a scene where it's like in a graveyard, and I know there's like none but bells, like in front of the graves, and there's like this one bell that kept on going. I think that's it, right?
You're supposed to kung fu punch your way out like Kill Bill Volume 2. But this is something that actually used to happen. Back in the day when doctors weren't as good as telling if a man was dead or alive, they would tie a string to the hand of the person who's being buried that was connected to a bell. Being a doctor,
Just leave them lying there for a little bit and then see if they're going to die. Yeah. Why are you going to rush to bury them? Like, why are we just going to go, fuck it, he might be dead, screw him.
What if they're in like a month-long coma?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And all you have to do is attach a little bit of string to a bell.
But then they're probably going to die anyway, right?
But if you're in a coma, you're not just sleeping, are you? Like, don't you need to be on, like, machines to keep you awake, so alive
Well,
still?
you need food and water. You need like stuff put into you, otherwise you'll just die anyway. So,
Well, I assume this was before the times of...
So you had a coma, you basically were dead anyway, back then.
to be fair, that was kind of sketchy, you know. So what? I mean, if you're like someone, your dad's dead, I'd just be sat next to the bell for like a month, just waiting for him to ring it. But like, if you're right, why would you bury him? What's the point? Like, let him.
Just let him sit on the sofa for a bit.
What if no one's around to hear the bell?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if you're in a coma, you've got a pulse.
But this is back in the day.
Hey, but they didn't realise that yet, Vic. They didn't know.
Surely they can read pulses though. Surely they think.
Like,
Lads, there's a
breathing.
lot of
Like,
things.
They based
None
on
of us
breathing
are
back then.
doctors, lads. There's people that could appear
You
dead.
breathe in a coma.
It was a very passing statement. All right.
All right, anyway, let's not get hung up. If you see what I
Nice.
did there.
Easy. You just poured whiskey on an open wound and then you told the person to smoke opium. But the string was tied to the person's hand just in case they weren't dead. They could pull the string and notify the people that maybe they shouldn't bury this person.
Bit late at that point.
I would love to sleep.
That was the scene that was from The Nun. That's how I recognized it.
So good that everyone thought I was dead. Also, could you imagine you just finished filling up a hole after digging a hole and then you hear that little bell ring? I'd be like, hey, I'm on my lunch break. That's not my problem. Number 9, stinky. You never know what is happening
Stinky's
in a
not a myth.
hotel room before you've been in there. The person who
None of
stayed
these
in there
myths.
before you could have been super clean. Or maybe they
point of the
farted
video.
on a
This
pillow.
surprised me. I
You
didn't think
really
things
have no
were stinky.
idea. Well, this one was a little bit of a shock for a couple, probably just trying to have a good time. The old legend goes that a couple stayed in a hotel room and there was a terrible smell. They called the staff to come check it out. After some solid inspection, they decide to move the mattress and they find a dead body. Yum!
Oh god. That ain't very
Do
dead.
that.
This is completely true. You can look it up. I know you'll find something because this has happened more than once. Actually, world famous serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer used to commit a lot of murders in hotel rooms. Traveling is so fun. You can stay in a hotel and sleep on a bed that maybe someone was killed on, or you can stay in an Airbnb and then you maybe stay with the actual killer. So exciting. Number 8.
Is he good?
I don't think this guy's alright.
Is he good?
Number
He's
8.
putting a spice on it. He's putting a spice on it. It's a bit of a weird
Something
spice.
like that.
Halloween hayrides are some really small town stuff. Dress up your farm to make it look all spooky and scare some kids so they run and fall in manure. That's old school fun. Well, some of these haunted hayrides have legends of hanging kids appearing out of nowhere. And on a couple of them, this has actually happened.
Wasn't some of them actually real? That's the thing.
Teens have set themselves up to look like hanging bodies to spook people and then have accidentally killed themselves. The people who were going around on the hayride had no idea they were actually looking at dead bodies. This has happened all over the United States. I'm gonna stick to going to Halloween house parties where people are only dead on the inside. Number 7, film crew mix-up. There's a bunch of myths about the film industry. It's all part of the Illuminati and they use movies to send subliminal messages into our minds. The Tom Cruise is actually an alien in human skin, and that's why he preaches a religion about outer space people. And sometimes props aren't actually props, but real, like dead bodies. Well, that last one actually happened. Well, they all might be happening. I just don't have the proof to prove the other ones. But in 1976, a film crew was working on the TV show $6 Million Man. It's so funny how back in the 70s, $6 million made you a bionic hero. Now it just gets you a cool condo in Manhattan. Well, one of these people on set went to move a prop body and one of the limbs fell off. He then saw that this wasn't a prop, but a real body. You think the smell would give it away. Weirdly, the body was of a train robber named Elmer Curdy, who died in the early 1900s. I guess reuse, reduce, recycle. Number 6, going
What do you
down.
maintain for that long? What? Surely it decomposes at that point, no?
Is it a
Did I say
skeleton?
when it was filmed?
And then when he said limb fell off, he meant like the arm fell off. The skeleton.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, it's for good reason. You're stuck in a box with a bunch of people suspended in the air. If anything goes wrong, you're all dead, and sometimes I'll fart in them. You don't want to fart in it with like other people in there because then they'll know it's you. You want to fart in it by
What does this have to?
This guy is like this guy has like, got coming to work and he's got to do like he had to do 10 voiceovers for the day. This is number 10. This is where he's losing his marbles and he's like, you know what, just get me out of here.
Well, some myths about these death traps are about people getting cut in half, and that has actually happened.
Oh, Father's Nation.
That film is
Did you get decapitated? Or?
Yeah, look, head's going up.
In 2003, a man by the name of Dr. Hitoshi Hikito was strolling into an elevator in Houston, Texas. The door malfunctioned and closed on his body. The elevator then started to move and then chopped his head off.
No.
Now's a perfect time to say, always take the stairs. It's better for you in more ways than one.
Where's the myth? What, you can die in an elevator? Of course you can die in an elevator.
I've
Where's the
never
myth?
heard of it, innit? Like, you've actually never heard of it happening. You just think, like, oh, imagine if your head was stuck in it. Would you?
I've
would
seen
you
it
die?
happen. I saw a video of it on Live Leak once.
No,
Pretty much that
that's
guy.
like you, Harry.
Pretty much that guy, to be honest.
You know, the comment said apparently when you get in an elevator, if you want to be like, you try and not be risky, you're supposed to jump in with 2 feet. Because if you put 1 foot in and 1 foot out, that's when you can get fucked.
You're stuck on both sides properly.
You got in at the same time.
Take no next time. I'll jump into every elevator again.
I also don't want to ever jump on an elevator.
Hey, it can take a little bounce. It can take a little bounce. You'll be alright. You might scare other people. in there.
Harry knows the elevator in my building couldn't take a bounce. He did a big jump and we got stuck for an hour.
We did.
We fell 2 floors and got stuck for an hour.
I do apologise about that.
If you're from Pittsburgh, you probably know the story of the Green Man, or Charlie No Face, a zombie that would walk around late at night snatching kids up to eat them. It's a classic urban legend of the area. Although the story of a zombie walking around eating kids isn't true, it comes from a real person. Charlie No Face was actually Raymond Robinson, and when Ray was 9, his face was melted off by an electrical accident. It was around 1200 volts that went through his body and left his face disfigured. In order to not scare people, he would only leave his house at night. Unfortunately, this kind of did the opposite. When people would see him wandering around at night, it would scare the hell out of them, and that's how the urban legend began. The poor dude was just trying to not bother anyone, and now everyone calls him rude names. Shame on all of you. Number 4, toxic lady. The myth of someone coming into a hospital with some unknown sickness, and it starts to spread and infect everyone around them.
On day 1, there were 2 people, and then 4, and then 16. In 3 months, it's 1 billion. That
hits a little too home. It's a little too home.
Basically every zombie movie ever, but a version of this actually kind of happened. A woman by the name of Gloria Ramirez was rushed to the hospital for cancer treatment in 1994. Many doctors tried to help her, but everyone who did kept encountering the same thing, a horrible smell coming off of her body. The smell was so bad that doctors and nurses started to faint, and few of them needed medical treatment. There were also unexplained things happening to her body, like black oil that seemed to come through her skin, and there were particles in her blood that no one could identify.
28 days later, that's what I was about to say. 28 days later.
Sadly, Gloria died before doctors could figure out what was wrong with her. So some lady came to a hospital with a super virus, it wasn't cured, and that's the end of the story. Have fun sleeping. Number 3, bugs in your head.
What happens to the people that fainted?
I don't think they caught it. I think they just...
The fumes off of her fumes.
Like earwigs. There's countless urban legends about bugs laying eggs in people's bodies, spiders in your tummy, all sorts of stuff like that. But none of those stories could be real, right? The only thing hiding under my skin is a crabby personality. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to start sleeping with earplugs because that actually happens a lot. Specifically, it happened to Rochelle Harris in 2013. She took a trip down to Peru, probably to drink ayahuasca and trip out in the jungle while she shat her pants. And when she came home, she started getting really bad headaches. These headaches were followed by a scratching noise that she thought was coming from inside her head. She wasn't going crazy, but a screwworm fly...
Alright, hold on, guys. Alright.
had laid eggs in her ears, and now maggots were dancing around up in there. And if that wasn't enough, this has happened with a lot of different bugs, like cockroaches and spiders. 2 different people. It didn't happen to Rochelle again. Number 2, organ thieves. You get too drunk in a bar in Thailand, you meet a nice lady, and next thing you know, you wake up in a bathtub full of ice and one of your kidneys is gone. This urban legend is thrown together to scare tourists. But here's the thing, illegal organ trafficking is 100% real. You don't need to worry about it if you're some drunk backpacker, though. I mean, you might still get your organs stolen, but chances are they don't want you because your body's been beaten up by too much booze.
Why is he making a joke out of that?
There's always been a myth
because it's his whole point. It's inspired every time.
Something wrong with the water. It comes out like a funny color, or has a weird smell. If that ever happens to your pee, please go see your doctor immediately. Then they look in the water tank and there's a dead body. Whoa. Well, in 2013, this actually happened. It was a Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Yay, more fun traveling stories. People at the hotel kept reporting to the front desk that the water was coming out a strange color and had a weird smell. It took the hotel a week before they went to check out why this was happening. When they did, they found the body of Alicia Lamb floating dead in there. I know bottled water isn't good for you, but I think I'm going to stick to that and avoid the tap water at the next hotel I go to. All right, everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to write in the comments and let me know.
And this guy's now going home from work.
That was good.
I had some bias, I had some humour for it.
I respect it. I may have seemed to be hating on it, but no, I enjoyed it. It was just very out there.
Which of those myths did you lot think were myths, but after you've turned out to be true now?
But what I didn't know about them in the first place, how could I decide they were true?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this no-face guy, I didn't know about... Like, elevators made no sense anyway. $6 million man one.
The hotel killings of it. Do you reckon any of we've slept in a bed that's had someone killed on it? Possibly.
Most likely. Someone died in probably a lot of hotel rooms you've been in. But you can't, hasn't been murdered, they can just be dying of natural causes.
Probably. Been to an old hotel before, like an old motel or something. I reckon so.
That's the next thing. I'm going to put you in a hotel for like a holiday video. And you can do a black light and see if we can find like blood in it and stuff.
You know what? We should have done that in Benidorm. I mean, maybe
I would rather not. Because then we wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you'd come on the wall probably.
That Benidorm room probably seen some shit.
Like real.
Literal shit. Literal shit.
Shit on chest and all sorts.
You should have floor €50. Alright, let's end it there.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Alright, so this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below which videos you guys want me to react to. If I choose one of your guys' videos, I'll basically shout you out, or shout anyone out for who basically like I said, requested the video. There you go. But this is your boy Silent Assassin, and make sure you guys check out my Instagram and my YouTube channel, or not my YouTube, my Twitch. I'm hardly on there, but most of the time try to be. I'm mostly on YouTube, but yet and TikTok too. I don't do much on TikTok, but I don't know. See how it goes. But this is the end. So catch you guys next time. Peace.